The one thing that I love about New York is that they know how to drive in the rain and the snow. In LA, not so much.
A drizzle in LA is 2 miles an hour.
Everybody's like, what do we do? We forgot how to drive. What is going on? I'm from the East
Mhm.
Coast, New Jersey.
I'm from the South in Louisiana, so nobody cares about any of the rules of the road either. So it's kind of like the same thing.
Just like yellow light means hurry up and get out the way.
Yeah, pedal to the metal.
So, first of all, how are you doing? How's everything?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm staying busy and I'm just, doing school.
hmm How's that going for
Yeah,
you? Because you just had to
senior
race home.
yeah, senior year. It's exciting that we're actually like back in person and being able to like be in the studio again
Mhm.
since all of this has started. So it kind of feels new to be back in the space after a year and a half. So
So, for your junior year, were you doing it over the computer?
yeah, so our first half of junior year, I mean second semester since it was just the spring semester, we were
Mhm.
in person, and then in March we all got sent home and we had to learn how to use Zoom in our houses.
So, how do you take dance classes over Zoom? How is that a thing?
Every day you go to the dining room, you move the dining room table, and that's your dance studio, and then you have to put it back every day. Yeah.
What was it a struggle? Did you hate it?
At first it was more of a how is this gonna work kind of
Mhm.
thing. And then over time we kind of like got in the groove of things. And then for last semester in the fall, since we were still online from August to December, I actually got to go to my dance studio at home for every class. So that made it like a lot easier. And I just set my computer in the front of the studio and I danced on there.
Amazing. So, when they say you guys were able to go back to school, what was the one thing that you feel like you were most excited about?
Uh Honestly, dancing with people again.
Mhm.
Because obviously, over this whole thing, I was still dancing and I was in the studio, but it was always by myself.
Mhm.
And just feeling that energy, being able to work off of other people in the studio, that's what I was like very excited for. And last Monday was our first day in person again, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I
So
love that. So, how's your 2021 been so far?
honestly, 2021 is starting to shape up as a really, really good year. I don't want to say anything too soon because we saw how that went last year.
Right.
Um,
But it's
but
all good to have positive thoughts though.
no, yeah. So it's shaping up to be a pretty good year. So many things are just like happening and kickstarting, and I'm just excited because I graduated May, so been more time to like do these opportunities and make big moves and things like that.
So one of the things that you got to do was actually perform with The Weeknd for the halftime show, right?
Yes,
Which
two
was
weeks ago, one
was
week
it?
ago.
How many weeks?
I really don't know. I'm trying to decide.
It's because I'm
It's
sitting here
February
trying to do the
7th.
math.
It was February 7th, so that's all I know.
It's like, all right, a couple of weeks ago, that had to be like a highlight of like your life, career. Tell me about it.
That is for sure the highlight to this point in my life when it comes to my dance career because
Mhm.
that is something that's been on my like bucket list of like professional jobs I want to do. There was always like the Grammys, the Tonys, like all these things, and the Super Bowl was always looped into that because I've always wanted to do that. And I remember last year it was J Lo and Shakira, and I was like, oh, like I just can't wait till like I can be on that stage
And
with
they
them.
killed it, by the way.
They so good. And
Mhm.
I was like, oh, like I wonder when I'm gonna get to do that. And then fast forward a year later, and I got the text a week before, and I was like, yes, I'm available.
First of all, who do you get a text from that asks you if you want to be a part of it?
My agent, she asked me if
Okay.
I was available for the rehearsal dates and the Super Bowl weekend. And I was like, yes, cleared schedule. I'm not missing this for anything.
I always wonder how do you even get approached by that? So do you get an agent? Do you have to audition? Can you take us through that process?
Yeah, so I think it happened a little bit unconventional for me. I was in LA and I was at a dance intensive. So there was just a bunch of different choreographers coming in and teaching to the class. And one of the classes, there was this lady sitting in the corner, but nobody knew who she was.
Right.
And I was just taking class like normal. And at the end of the class, the lady came up to me and she was like, hi, I would love to have a meeting with you. Like, this is my card. I'm with MSA, which is my agency. And I was like, whoa, because MSA from since maybe like 2015, that's like been like, oh, I want to sign with MSA. And then when she came up to me, I was like, this is too good to be true. But
Right.
Then a couple days later, we had a meeting in LA because I was still out there, but I wasn't stationed there yet. And then when I got back to the city for school, I had a meeting with the office out here because they're bi-coastal. So they have a New York office and an LA office. So then
Hmm.
I met with them here and we signed and everything. And I've been with them since 2017. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time, like just being on stage with the weekend,
Mhm.
and like I'm sure everybody was proud watching you up there.
It was crazy. And the thing is, I believe like because the show, although the show was 13 minutes long, it felt like blink of an eye, the show was done. It
Mhm.
happened so quick. But the rehearsal process every day leading up to that, the weekend was there from the beginning. He was there every day from when we got there till we left. And that's not usual when it comes to like artists because they usually come like the last 2 days and then they figure out what they're gonna do. But he was there every single day. So we got to like actually work with him longer than like most people get to work with artists. So that was just like super cool too. And he was actually like super nice. He was talking to us. We had conversations. Like it was just like a crazy experience.
I love that for you. So when did you decide you wanted to start dancing? What was your early influences?
Well, actually, I hated dance when I started it. I started dance when I was 2 years old, and my grandma forced me to start dancing. And I would
Did she
cry
just
every
see it
day.
in you?
I think it was because I was a super energetic kid. So they were like, we need to like tire him out somehow every day
Right.
after school. Like, we got to figure something out. And every day I would cry because I didn't want to go. I would cry there. I just didn't like it. And that was up until the age of maybe 8 or 9. Like I didn't like it for a long time, like
Yeah.
years. But my grandma and my mom did not let up on it. And then when I turned 9, I moved to a new studio. And that's when I like found the love for it. And I was like, oh, like this is super fun. And then I started loving performing and things like that. But it wasn't until I was like 14 or 15 where I was like, wait, I want to like do this for a living. So that's when it like turned into something I was like, I'm gonna work towards this so I can be a professional dancer.
What made it click?
I'm pretty sure it's was my first dance convention that I went to because at my studio we didn't really go to dance conventions. We only went to competitions. So that means that we would go to the competition, we would show the numbers we rehearse, and then we'd get a trophy or something and go home.
Right.
But then when I went to my first dance convention, they still have the competition aspect, but during the day you take classes with a bunch of people from around the area, and that taking classes next to these people I didn't know, people that are better than me that made me like push and want to be better. I was like, whoa, this is what I want. And
Mhm.
it was that moment that made it click for me. I was like, I could be dancing so much harder. And I realized that at dance conventions.
So what made you decide that this needed to be on TikTok?
Well, I got TikTok in November of 2019. Only like I didn't post it or anything. I just watched. I went through the For You page, thought it was really funny, loved it. But at that point, my friend was always like, "You need to post your turns on TikTok," and I was like, "No, I'm not posting on TikTok." And she was like, "You need to start posting like you're dancing," and I was like, no." And then quarantine happened, and I feel like this happened for like a lot of people.
Mhm.
Quarantine happened, and I was like,
Just in
like
the house bored.
yeah, like I was super, super bored. And maybe a month before quarantine, I started posting like casual TikToks. Like I do like the trends that are going on TikTok, or I do like a mini vlog or something like that, but I didn't do dance things yet.
Mhm.
And then when we went into hard quarantine and I was at home, I was like, because I told you how I was moving the dining room table. So one day after class, when I moved the dining room table and I had the space, I was like, wait, what if I just like film a turn video? Like, and there was a sound on TikTok that I was like, oh, this would be fun to turn to. And I was
Mhm.
like, maybe I should just film this video, post it, see what happens. And it got a little traction, but I was posting it because I was like, oh, this is like super, super fun.
Right.
And then I posted a video from school, and it was my first video that went viral. And I was like, people actually are like into this. Like, maybe if I start like actually like thinking about like, yes, I want to post these turn videos, like these to the TikTok sound. So it's like still integrating both worlds, like my dance world integrated with the TikTok sounds. I was like, maybe like that'll be like something. And I started doing that, and that's where the traction really, really came from.
That's really interesting. Did you expect it to get as big as it's gotten?
No, because honestly, I was like working for I think I posted my first like turn TikTok in March.
Hmm.
And like I didn't really get any, like I was posting like every day, like 2 or 3 times a day. Like I was really going at it. And I didn't really get any traction until about like mid-May. So at that point, like in that like 2 months, I was like, I'm posting for fun. Like this is super fun. Like I don't think this is gonna get traction. Like a couple dance people are gonna see it. That's super cool. But like it's probably just gonna cap out at that. And then when I got to like mid-May and like things started to like progress and progress, I was like, whoa, like I'm pulling like a bunch of different audiences now.
Hmm. So we're about to wrap up Black History Month, and I want to know, how important is Black History Month to you?
Extremely important. Just because, especially just thinking on TikTok, like there's a lot of black creators that aren't getting
Hmm.
what they should be getting. And there's a lot of like these black creators are making trends and making dances and things that they aren't getting credited for. And I think, well, obviously, like that is just like not allowed. And I think this month everybody's like, yes, like giving creds to like all these black creators, but I feel like we need to make this practice go into obviously all 12 months.
It can't just be a February thing.
I don't want it to be a February thing. That's so like lame. Like it needs to be an every month thing. This needs to be a lifetime thing. It doesn't need to be like something you think about. It just needs to be, oh, I like that dance. Let me give them credit. Or,
Right.
oh, this is great content. It shouldn't matter like what race they are, you know?
Hmm. So
Just if
what's
the content is good or not.
right?
You know?
Absolutely. So tell us, what do you have next?
What do I have next? Well, right now, since I'm here in New York and I'm at school, things are starting to like just pick up. Actually, today is our first week of like going into rehearsals for our show.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be like full force into that for up until May. And then once I graduate, who knows what's going to happen, because hopefully at that time more dance jobs are opening up. And I actually took a small break from TikTok because I had to move back to the city, and then
Hmm.
I went to the Super Bowl, so like I just didn't have like that much time to do anything. But I'm just starting to like pick back up on my account and posting again in this new space, because I'm used to posting at my studio or at home. Like this is a new space for everyone. So just a lot more of TikTok and a lot more of dancing and actually getting to wrap up this semester, because this has been 4 years of my life and now I'm at the finish line of it. And then after I graduate, it's time to like go into real life, you
Like
know?
show and prove now.
Yeah. Like I have all the tools I should need. And now it's going to be time to show people like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
100%. Well, I appreciate you jumping on and just taking the time and chatting with us. Thank you so much for that.
Of course. Thank you
And
so
that
much for having me.